Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and behind me is a series of custom shelves that I built to hold all of my tractor attachments. The entire length of this building is set up to hold basically everything I have, keep it all out of the weather and keep it organized. The problem is, I've got more stuff than I have room for, and I made a habit of when I was working on a project, I would set all the materials in here, and that blocks it where I can't access this. Over time, this just became a big mess and I haven't been using it. So I've got these shelves here and all of my attachments sitting out in the weather. And today I'm going to do something about that. Now that we have the Quonset hut set up for a secondary storage for those building materials and the skid steer stuff, I'm going to finish this all out. We're going to clean it up, get all this set up, and actually I think I've got some more ideas how I can make this setup even better. So let's get to work. Okay, so we spent the last hour cleaning up all the little stuff, got all the tools and hardware that was out here sorted into bins, and we've got those up in the shop for now. Now on to the fun part, is getting attachments set into this area, and I went through and made a drawing of this building and listed off where I wanted to store everything, took measurements, make sure everything was going to fit, and now each thing will have a home and a place where it stays. First thing I need to do is get this out of the way. The carryall is not going to stay here, so I'm going to move the carryall, and then there's a pallet up here that has kind of a variety of extra attachments, like my shorter pallet forks that I don't use much, and just some stuff like that. And I found something up there I forgot I had that I'm pretty excited about. I'm going to build something that makes it a lot easier to put the 3-point attachments up on this shelf. And that'll be another video, but for today, we're going to be using the pallet forks to put 3-point attachments up here. This is my miscellaneous tractor attachment pile. Not sure why I've got a piece of angle iron on here. These are what I was excited to find, and I need to take and clean them up with a wire brush. But this is the John Deere Quick Attach. I can make anything I want to go on the front end. I've got a couple other things I can pair up with this and make moving 3-point attachments a lot easier. This one I think I'll keep down. This goes on a pallet fork, and it's for moving trailers. And I didn't think I would really use it, but so I put it up there, but I really do think I might use it some. So again, I have longer forks and then I've got shorter forks. I don't need both down, so I'm going to leave these on here. This is my extra set of 3-point lift arms. This is my second chainsaw holder. I might keep this down here. And then I have no idea what this is or why it's up here. I guess I'm going to open it up, see if I can come up with anything. So I've got a couple of bushings to make something quick hitch compatible. So those I need, actually I've got some where I need them. Here's a pin for a top link. And then this. What does that go to? I have no idea what this is. I mean, it looks like it's used to go, in between an attachment and your top link. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and use these and this. Leave this on here until I figure out what it goes to. I really like these stump buckets, but I don't use them frequently, so they need to be stored up and out of the way. So I'm going to put both of them on here. This is one of the things I like about the Artillion system. These pallet forks and the stump bucket came from Artillion. If they were standalone units, they'd have to be stored and take up space. But I can put the whole system on one pallet if I want. The grapple, stump bucket, the frame, I can put every bit of it on one pallet. So it really saves a lot of space. Here's the B expanded, the trenching bucket for the backhoe ripper. Here is an adapter for putting front end attachments on the Artillion frame. And I have an extra quick hitch. This is all good, usable stuff, but I don't use it every day, so it's going to be palletized and put up on a shelf. Took about half a day today to just clean up the mess that was here, and then we were able to get right to the halfway point, organized, and get some stuff set in place. We're gonna call it a day. It gets dark at 5 p.m., which is about what time it is. So be back out here tomorrow and we'll finish the other side of this, and I think it's gonna turn out really good. So I'll be right back. We're back out here this morning and it's in the mid-30s. We've got a high in the low 40s today. Not too bad for this time of year. Should be able to get the whole thing cleaned out and finished up today. Got the tractor warming up to move some pallets. I should have gave the same courtesy to my mowers, but I was just moving them from here to the back side of the Quonset hut where we've got some extra room to store stuff. I am really excited to have this shed be usable again, and gonna make sure I keep it that way this time. So no matter how I do this, I was never going to get all of my attachments in here. So I was looking at what's the best thing to have not actually in the shelving, but out in front. The wood chipper is a great candidate for that because it has the forklift slots, or the pallet fork slots, so I can really easily move it out of the way. And then what I set it in front of is this pallet that is stuff I don't use very often. I was going to put it underneath there, but it's just a little bit taller than my shelving. Next thing I'm going to do is put the tiller and the box blade underneath this shelf right here. And I'm just going to do that with the forks because I already know they fit. All of last year I kept those two things under there, and I can access them with the 3-point and hook them up from that spot. So I'm going to go ahead and get those set in. That leaves us one bay to deal with. So I really wanted to be able to keep my attachments in the building to protect them from weather, but as much as that, I also wanted to reclaim the yard and not have this be a mess. I'm always needing to weed eat around them. So, two birds with one stone on this project. But let's take a look at what we ended up with in the shed here. It's not a perfect setup by any means, basically because I've got too much stuff for this size of building. But that doesn't mean I can't continue to tweak it and make it better. Over here, we've got all of our yard tools, chainsaws, the extra boxes for the Artilian tool mount system, and the last spot over there is where my doors hang on the cab. I've got special hangers made for the doors, just like the ones you'll see on the other side. And we've got the brush hog here. That way I can back straight up to it. If I want to use the harrow, I'll have to move the brush hog to do that. But I can move the brush hog with the pallet forks, and I don't use the harrow that often. So I tried to think, what do I use the most often in deciding where to put stuff? This section here, nothing blocked anywhere. Everything is really easy to get to. I can put the pallet forks up there, but I'm always going to have something on this, on the front of the tractor, so there'll always be one open spot. So it doesn't really matter right now if I put anything there. I was going to put the snow plow in the last spot, but it's wider than the snow plow I used to have. I used to keep my Frontier snow plow in that spot. Here I've got my mid-mount mower deck, my 2 refueling stations. I thought about putting one shelf higher up that I could put some palletized goods on. I could even actually, the snow plow could go on a shelf right above there. So I may build another shelf up there for the snow plow. Okay, we come over here. Palletized goods up here. This is extra tractor parts, landscape rake on the top shelf. And then here's some more random stuff that I don't use as much, or smaller stuff I put on a pallet. And this is where you see that I just don't have enough room for everything. So there's stuff blocking other stuff. So I made sure that everything towards the front can be moved with the pallet forks. The snow plow is on a pallet. The carryall can easily be carried with pallet forks. And I'm thinking about selling it because I love the idea of a carryall, but I never actually use it. And the wood chipper, very easily carried with pallet forks. Then behind that, got the backhoe and the stump grinder. You can see over here, I've got my other set of doors hung up. And I think there's plenty of room over here where I could continue to add hooks and hang things up. I even thought about hanging up the harrow. The harrow is not that heavy. 2 people can lift it up and hang it on hooks, and it could be flat against the wall. I'll give that some more thought, though. And the last concern is what's on the tractor. So right now, the flail mower is on the tractor. So my thought for keeping this organized was, if tomorrow I wanted to use the tiller, I'd take the tiller out and put the flail mower in its spot. But it's a lot more convenient to set that down once. I just need more room. I may keep the flail mower up in the Quonset hut, but no matter how you look at it, I feel like this is a huge improvement, and I want you guys to hold me accountable in the comments. If you see my yard full of tractor attachments, call me out on it, because there's no excuse not to keep it this way. I hope when I make these videos, I always hope that it provides some value to you guys who won't have a shed exactly like mine, but maybe a few of the ideas of what I did will transfer over. Anyway, I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.